गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। मैं आज आप सभी का यहाँ पर स्वागत करता हूँ और हमारे इस म्यूजियम्स हेरिटेज इन इंडिया के सीरीज में हम आज म्यूजियम्स इन वेस्ट बंगाल इसके बारे में जानकारी लेने वाले हैं। आज के हमारी जो प्रमुख व्याख्याता है पुष्पा दास जी, मैं उनका भी यहाँ पर स्वागत करता हूँ। शी इज फ्रॉम यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कोलकाता। मैं सबसे पहले उनके बारे में हमारे सारे जो सहभागी है उनको परिचय देना चाहूँगा। पुष्पा दास जी जो एज अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ म्यूजियोलॉजी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कलकत्ता में जो अपना वर्क कर रही है और जिनका एरिया ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन जो है म्यूजियोलॉजी, ज्योग्राफी एंड हेरिटेज स्टडीज एंड फोक आर्ट एंड हिस्ट्री आल्सो। उन्होंने अपना ग्रेजुएशन जो है वो ज्योग्राफी सब्जेक्ट से कंप्लीट किया और उसके बाद उन्होंने अपना एमएससी जो है एमएससी म्यूजियोलॉजी किया। उसके बाद नेट नेशनल टेस्ट जो है वो पास आउट किया और जूनियर रिसर्च फेलोशिप भी उन्होंने प्राप्त की। शी इज नाउ परस्यूइंग पीएचडी आल्सो एंड साइंस सिटी में उन्होंने अपना इंटर्नशिप कंप्लीट किया था। अभी उन्होंने जो अलग अलग इसमें प्रोजेक्ट फेलो एज अ जूनियर रिसर्च फेलो भी वर्क किए। उन्होंने अभी तक लगभग 26 नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल रिसर्च जो नेशनल सेमिनार से कॉन्फ्रेंसेस है उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन किया है। 21 रिसर्च पेपर्स अभी तक उनके पब्लिश हुए हैं। रिसर्च पेपर्स एंड प्रोसीडिंग्स, फिर उसके बाद बुक चैप्टर्स ऐसे उन्होंने अभी तक कंप्लीट किए हैं। रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी के भी कई सारे कोर्स उन्होंने किए तथा वर्कशॉप भी किए हैं एंड डिफरेंट एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज जो है उनकी, जिसमें ऑनलाइन लेक्चर सीरीज, शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज, वेबिनार पार्टिसिपेशन है। नाउ शी इज एन एनुअल member of different associations like Museum Association of India, Itihas Academy Dhaka, then Society of South Asian Archaeology, Indian Art Society Congress, Indian Association for the Study of Conservation of Cultural Properties, then पश्चिम बंगाल इतिहास ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है वहाँ का, उसमें उसकी भी वो मेंबर है एंड आर्ट लवर्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कलकत्ता। सो जब हम इतिहास की तरफ, हिस्ट्री की तरफ या म्यूजियम्स की तरफ जब देखते हैं तो हमारा एक वाइड पर्सपेक्टिव होना चाहिए, एक वाइड एंगल होना चाहिए, ना कि एक ही सीमित दायरे में हमें नहीं रहना। मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच जिसे हम कहते हैं, उस तरह से वो अपना कार्य कर रही है। यहाँ पर पुष्पा जी का स्वागत करता हूँ और उन्हें रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि कृपया आज के अपने सेशन की शुरुआत करें।
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. First of all, I am grateful to Dr. Bhujang Bobade, sir, who has given me the opportunity to share this wonderful platform, as well as also thankful to Deccan College, Deccan Archaeological and Cultural Research Institute, and Heritage Foundation Jalgaon, and all the members of the organizing committee. Thanks to Dr. Bhujang Bobade, sir ji. Today I am here to present my lecture about museum in West Bengal. Now I am present now. Are you visible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir, and I will start my lecture. Now I move on to my lecture. So first of all, I have put the slide in location of West Bengal. West Bengal is an Indian state on the Bay of Bengal, situated in eastern India, with over 91 million inhabitants. In its India fourth most populous state. It borders Bangladesh in the east, Nepal and Bhutan in the north, and 5 Indian states like Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, Sikkim and Assam are part of the ethno-linguistic zone of Bengal. Kolkata is the capital of our West Bengal. Now I'll move on next slide. Museum. So we all know a little bit about museum. First of all, I say something. A museum means a public institution dedicated to preserving and interpreting the primary tangible evidence of human and their environment. Ancient times, the word referred to a place dedicated to an academic activity. The public museum in modern sense did not develop until the 17th or 18th century. In the 18th century, a number of great museums came into being throughout the world, such as British Museum, Louvre Museum, Uffizi Gallery, etc. In the early 19th century, museum access to format private collection was allowed. In the next century, the People Museums was founded. Museum expand their foundation as educational facilities, sources of recreational activity, and information technology in the 20th century. Museums have been places for historical or scientific interest. Museum visit had increased. Today, through the analysis of artifact, experience, and the environment, the museum describes the relationships between life, culture, country, and the world. These institutions vary from community-based museum to national art, science museum, etc. Different categories include fine arts, applied arts, craft, archaeology, anthropology, ethnology, history, cultural history, military history, science, and technology. Museum for children, natural history, botanical, and zoological garden also included. Museum education is related to growth of a man as a person. According to Kelly and Gordon, 2002, they told us how skillfully a visit motivates and inspires people to experience more, along with changing how they view themselves and their realm as both as individual as part of the community within all levels of society. The museum has a significant responsibility to reach new and broader audience. The museum gives the opportunity to the general community and unique individual and groups within its scope to actively engage them in the museum had to promote its goal and politics. Now move on to ICOM definition. 2007 definition is much more important because they provide a specific definition. So museum is a non-profit permanent institution in the service of society and its development, open to the public, which acquires, conserves, researches, communicates, and exhibits the tangible and intangible heritage of humanity and its environment for the purposes of education, study, and enjoyment. Now move on to next slide. Brief history of museums in West Bengal. The creation of the first museum in India happened in Bengal, the place in which the impact of English education and Western culture were cognate cause towards the cultural development of India in the 19th century. In this modernistic Bengal derived all noteworthy and excellent substances of the Neoteric realm that passed on the other region of India. From Bengal went outward English educated teachers and the Europe inspired nation that helped her refurbish the Bihar, Orissa, Hindustani language and Deccan. New scholarly classes change of the language, society, political inclination, religious movement, and indeed reconstruction in behavior that started in Bengal proceed to the further corner of India. Now, 1784, a surely a notable year in Indian historical thinking. The incident, that is establishment of the Asiatic Society in Kolkata by Sir William Jones, was very remarkable. However, Jones appeared to have foreseen that the East is the fountainhead of the history of mankind. He was the first scholar to have investigated the East without a Western inclination. He perceived that the history of mankind could not be created except being informed of the East. Accordingly, Sir William Jones may be called the Copernicus of history, and with him started the history of the museum developed in India. The Secretary H.H. Wilson had indicated requirement of setting up a museum in the Asiatic Society's building, but it was Dr. Nathaniel Wallich, a Danish botanist, who gave the driving force to put forward as a plan to set up a museum in later February 1814, the Council of the Society. In that letter, he referred to the benefit of science that would pursue from the founding of a museum. Wallich also expressed the willingness to act as it was an honorary curator and proposed to give few materials of his personal collection. The society, however, agreed with the approach of Dr. Walich and determined to adjust the hall of the ground floor of its building as a museum and to employ Dr. Nathaniel Walich as superintendent of the Oriental Museum of the Asiatic Society. Next one is the birth and development of museums in India occurred with the establishment of the Asiatic Society in 1784. Prior to this, in 1782, the city had turned to the official center of the operation of the East India Company. It happened at that time when Warren Hastings, the first Governor General, had shifted all the important offices from Murshidabad to Calcutta. The expansion of the city from then on was the speedy, and it continued to remain capital of British India up to 1911. Calcutta became the first place of the British alteration in Indian culture. Here a resolution that passed to form an organization called Asiatic Society for furthering progress of Oriental research under the direction of Sir William Jones. The curriculum of the servant covered the manifold subjects for research such as geology and pure mathematics, ethnography, mechanics, geography, religion, mineralogy, politics, grammar and rhetoric, music, agriculture, architecture and medicine. Sir William Jones spread out the area of inquisition of the Asiatic Society to the territorial limits of Asia to comprise whatever is achieved by men or produced by nature. In 1796, the idea was proposed for raising a fitting building to accept a shelter the huge collection of curiosities of the Asiatic Society. The society soon flourished and donation flowed in it, promoting new find or new definition of material previously known. Botanical Garden is one of the important garden in India, situated on the west bank of the river Hooghly in West Bengal. The Indian Botanical Garden is one of the most famous botanical garden in the whole world. Robert Kidd established this garden in 1787 under the East India Company's patronage. The company's Bagan served as a platform for introducing and subsequently exporting horticulture and economically important plant species of the region like tea, jute, cotton, cinchona, lump, flax, rubber, vanilla, coffee, cardamom, pepper, nutmeg, indigo, etc. And plants produced products like species, timber, etc. to send this inland. The aim of the museum were described as an institution for taking in all motivation that might be granted to explain Oriental culture and history or to interpret the characteristics of art or nature in the East. The scope of the museum was to collect inscription on stone and brush, archaeological monuments, both of Hindu and Islamic, icon of Hindu deities, ancient coins, implement war special to the East, instrument of music, container used in religious practices, tools of indigenous art and manufacture, hydrates or conserve animal exclusive to India, skeleton or individual bones of such animals, birds, stuff or preserved plants and fruits, minerals or botanic product, etc. Now I have classification of museums in West Bengal. Here we have I have produced a chart from name of the museum, type of museum, location. First of all, I divide into art museum, archaeological museum, biographical museum, children museum, folk art museum, general museum, art museum, history museum, palace museum, religious museum, personalia museum, science museum, planetarium, etc. Now I move on first section of the museum description. First museum is Indian Museum. Indian Museum is a general or multi-purpose museum. It was established on 2nd February 1814. The origin of Indian Museum is directly associated with the history of the Asiatic Society, which was established in 1784. In the beginning, the authorities did not have any relation to establish a museum as a part of the society's activities. Only the curious were collected from different countries and places. As the collection gradually increased, so it was felt necessary to have a new building for preserving the society's collection. It was 1804 when a new building was erected at Park Street. Dr. Nathaniel Wallich, a Danish botanist, strongly argued the society has that a new museum should be established in Calcutta and offered his honorary service as a curator of the proposed museum. The society readily accepted the proposal. A new museum was established. The museum scope was defined to illustrate the Oriental manners and history and elucidate the art in the East. The rich collection of the Indian Museum represent Indian and trans-Indian objects relating to humanities and science. It is the oldest and largest museum in Asia and repository of Indian cultural heritage, as well as West Bengal cultural heritage, beginning from the 3rd century BC to 21st century AD. The museum has divided into 6 sections: anthropology, archaeology, art, geology, industry, zoology. Here I have present a slide, very short information regarding the slide constraint. So the geology section remains the Punjab and other places in India, 1700 specimen established in the gallery. Anthropology sections, I have seen that paleoanthropology section exhibited through chart, photographs, printing and writer. Human evolution is presented in 5 distinct stages: Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon. Next one is archaeological section made up of sculpture, Gandhara art, coin, Bharut, bronze, terracotta, minor art, prehistory and protohistory. Next one is textile gallery. Is one of the finest galleries in Indian museum like brocade, muslin, jamdani, baluchari, patola, bandhani, fulkari and chikon, etc. I have found. Art and craft section, invertebrate fossil, zoology gallery, etc. Next one is Victoria Memorial. It was established on 1921. It is situated at Queensway in a well-maintained picturesque garden, water bodies, lawns, gravel, pathways and trees. Victoria Memorial Halls run by the Department of Culture, Government of India. The museum has a unique collection of the following items: oil painting and watercolors by European artists at the late 18th-19th century, coins, metal, stamp, manuscript, illustrated manuscript, books, documents, maps, photographs, etc. Entrance halls is through the northern door. There are established. Here they exhibit a marble statue of King George V and Queen Mary, bronze bust of Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. Royal Gallery of the to the right of the entrance hall. It exhibited important events in the life of Queen Victoria along with other memorabilia. This is the oil painting scene of Queen Victoria receiving the sacrament at her coronation in the Westminster Abbey in June 1838. Otherwise, portrait gallery. It is a Persian manuscript. Some of them are illustrated. Another gallery is Armament Gallery, Queen's Hall, Prince Hall, Darbar Hall. And now next gallery is Calcutta Gallery. It is very much important galleries because the gradual growth of along with the sketches, photographs, model, charts, original, etc. Next one is Ashutosh Museum of Indian Art. It was established in 1937 under the University of Calcutta. The collection of the museum was steadily increasing. The Ashutosh Museum of Indian Art now possesses a large number of antiquities and work of art. Ashutosh Museum of Indian Art, the first public museum in any university in India, was established, named after the Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee, the great educationist who introduced the study of Indology, including Indian art and archaeology at the university level. This museum stands for preservation, presentation and study of objects of Indian art and antiquity, particularly of Eastern India. From a humble beginning with the 5 objects, the collection, thanks to the endeavorsy D.P. Ghosh, the first curator, and a number of benevolent donors and selfless workers, the museum has swelled to contain more than 25,000 items consisting of sculpture, painting, folk art objects, textile, terracottas, etc. An extraordinary variety, providing a wide range of panorama of cultural endeavor of the people throughout the ages. Since its inscription, the museum had to change its location more than once. Originally, the collection were housed in the rear portion of the old Senate Hall, from where the portable exhibit were shifted to Murshidabad Imambara, and heavy stone sculpture were deposited underground. In 1942, Due to the threat of bombing during the World War II, the collection came back to their old location after 5 years, only to be shifted again in 1960 to make room for its new building, having sojourned at a temporary home for 7 years. The museum returned in 1967 to the newly constructed centenary building of the university, where the ground and first floor accommodate the galleries, maintaining and administration of the established. Next one is State Archaeological Museum. It was established in India, Kolkata, 1962, has collection including rare tools of early, middle and late Paleolithic, late Stone Age from Shushunia, Bankura district and other site, proto-historic antiquities from Panduraja Dhibi, Burdwan district, terracotta sculpture, stone and stucco from Gupta, Maurya, Sunga, Kushan and Pala medieval time. There is also a section of historical art open in 1963, displayed large number of old terracottas, bronze, wood carving, textile, manuscripts, cells, several card set and other publication. Next one is Guru Shodhar Museum. It was one of the finest folk art museum in Kolkata as well as West Bengal. The National Treasure of Heritage. Presently, the museum has a rich collection of approximately 3,300 executed exhibit of folk arts and craft, which amply reflect the vigor and vitality of the rural life and present a vivid picture of art and social tradition, religious belief, practices and motive, aesthetic assimilation and cultural influence in undivided Bengal as well as India. The museum into two floors, ground floor and first floor. Ground floor represents three sections like archaeological specimens and dolls gallery, various type of katha stitch, hanging sleeves, decorative katha like Durjani, stone sculpture, Vayu, such as Vayu, Durga, Ganesha, Gopala, pedestal of Vishnu, etc. Dolls gallery represent various countries doll present here like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Japan, Cambodia, Spain, China, Jordan, Norway, Holland, Germany, etc. First floor represent god and goddesses, clay ornaments, painted Shora Potochitra. It's a Bengali Lokhi Chitra also known as musical instrument, paddy garland, lacquer dolls and toys, utensil, armlet, puppet pith, dolls, Gauranga and Vaishnava procession, Lakshmi Narayan Murti, etc. Another exhibit to be here that Guru Shodhar Dutt's personal things displayed in this floor like spectacles, knife, brush, razor, money purse, bow and arrow, etc. Next one is Nehru Children Museum. It was opened to the public in 1972. The Nehru Children Museum is one of the popular museums in Kolkata. Dedicated to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the museum house a huge collection of dolls is an absolute dream world for children. Conceptualized by the visionary statesman late Sri Jugal Srimal, the museum was set up with the motive to impart education to children through informal learning. The museum comprises 4 floors that are divided into 4 sections and dolls gallery, toy gallery, Ramayana gallery and the Mahabharata gallery. Admire the huge collection of dolls acquired from 88 countries across the globe. Marvel at the exhaustive collection of toys of Western and Oriental origin. The clay models depicting various scenes and events from the epic Ramayana and Mahabharata are equally interesting. One of its kind in the city that Nehru Children Museum is must while you are in visit in Kolkata. Manju Dam's Doll Gallery is one of the inspiring galleries from Disneyland, Florida, USA. This dolls gallery have over 400 dolls from the different countries like Africa, China, Indonesia, Japan, etc. Here we have seen that research facilities have not been done here, but it is one of the children activities zone in Kolkata. In this museum, whole year they have take different kinds of educational programs arranged for children. Next one is Birla Planetarium. The MP Birla Planetarium in Kolkata is an ironic structure whose architecture is based on the famous Buddhist stupa at Sachi, situated at 96 Jawaharlal Nehru Road, adjacent to St. Paul's Cathedral and near Victoria Memorial. It is a landmark in the city of Kolkata. The planetarium opened its door 29 September 1962, formally inaugurated by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The initial universal planetarium projector from Carl Zeiss, Germany at the MP Birla Planetarium was operational for approx 1 lakh hours during 52 years from its inception, catering to 25 million visitors. To keep pace the modern technology, the planetarium has been renovated 2017 and one of the most advanced Carl Zeiss hybrid protection system since 1993. MP Birla Planetarium has been brought under the aegis of institute involved in research and academic activities in astronomy and astrophysics. At present, MP Birla Institute of Fundamental Research is engaged in planetarium and scientific activities and has been recognized by the Department of Scientific and Indian Industrial Research as a scientific and industrial research organization. Next one is Rabindra Bharati Museum. It is also an important museum located in Kolkata. The museum is housed in Jorashako Thakurbari. In 1784, Nilmani Thakur, the ancestor of Rabindranath Tagore, shifted from his Pathoriaghata residence and established the house at Jorashako. Three stalwarts of this family, Prince Dwarkanath Tagore, Maharshi Debendranath Tagore, and Rabindranath Tagore, from three subsequent generations, provided leadership in social and cultural life of the country. Later in the year of 1961, as a part of centenary celebration of Rabindranath Tagore, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, the Chief Minister, legally acquired the house where Rabindranath was born, spent a major part of his life, and breathed his last. Finally, a museum was established on 8 May 1961. This museum can be regarded as the storehouse of biography of Rabindranath Tagore, consisting of his original painting, photographs, other valuable documents which our country is proud of. The main objective behind such an establishment was to perpetuate the memory of the great poet Rabindranath, as well as the part of played by the other eminent member of this illustration family in the resurgence of Bengal during the 19th century. There are three parts of the building, namely Ram Bhavan, Maharshi Bhavan, Vichitra Bhavan. Ram Bhavan depict a lot of memory which have been displayed here, such as genealogical table of the Tagore, bathroom, Japan gallery, relationship of Tagore and Ando Kakura, relationship of Shantiniketan and Japan, Rabindranath in Japan, veranda and staircase, etc. Maharshi Bhavan represent the gallery of painting, Western style, especially gallery of painting is Eastern style, the room of poet where he breathed last, living room of the poet, family kitchen used by Mrinalini Devi, his wife. Second floor represent Renaissance gallery, Abanindranath Tagore, his nephew, Dwarkanath Tagore rooms, Maharshi Debendranath Tagore rooms. Vichitra Bhavan represent the study room, Vichitra hall, Mrinalini Devi's room where she breathed her last, etc. Next one is Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobish Memorial and Museum. Memorial Museum and Archives located at the Barakpur Trunk Road in North Kolkata. It is situated under the Indian Statistical Institute. This museum dedicated to the famous personality Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobish, who was a brilliant scientific stalwart of the 20th century and tries to illuminate the cumulative outcome of his outstanding ingenuity that shaped Indian Statistical Institute as beacon of scientific knowledge with dedication for national development and social welfare. The museum is situated in a building named Amropali. The museum was inaugurated in the year 2000. The museum contains a large number of photographs, lectures, scientific papers, notes, manuscripts. It has also the historical artifact bulletins to Professor Mahalanobish. The museum divided into two floors, ground floor and first floor. Ground floor consists of 4 galleries. That is, first gallery represent Prashanta Chandra's family background, culture and society, the 19th century context, the winding stairs, the ancestral voice of his father, mother, maternal uncle, and the growth of mind. He was studying Brahma Boys School, Prasanto Chandra Mohalanobish, at the age of 7 and 8, Calcutta in the early 19th century. Second gallery represents Prasanto Chandra on a voyage of self-discovery and the elevation of visionary for statistical science, who was already transmitting an extraordinary commitment from his corner at the Presidency College to the foundation of D2 Statistics, the establishment of Indian Statistical Institute as a premier center of research in the theory and application of statistics. This gallery has set up a few exhibits like Looking Back, Stories of Ancient India, the Arthashastra, Map of Ashoka Empire, Aini Akbari, 19th century Beckham, monograph of the Eastern India Company, introduction of to statistical research, statistics and methodology, statistics and flood control, Shankha, the Indian Journal of Statistics, the National Sample Survey, Research and Teaching. Third gallery represents the Bengal Renaissance, ushered by the Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the great social reformer, Mahorshi Devendranath Tagore, the servant life having a profound influence of Prasanto Chandra. The exhibit in the gallery are follows: a cultural renaissance, the Samaj, and Prasanto Chandra. Fourth gallery represent in all-embracing influence of Rabindranath Tagore, active thoughts and humanist philosophy permeated the sensitive mind of Prasanto Chandra, and his initial visit to Shantiniketan and his organizational involvement with the great poet, Abbot of Peace, trip to Europe, a meeting of great minds, spreading the message from Tagore. Fifth gallery represents a scientific ambassador, Professor Neslet statistic to fully blossoms as a key technology, which was also manifested in the banyan tree motif of Indian Statistical Institute, etc. Next one is Birla Industrial and Technological Museum. It is a science museum. It is located in Kolkata. It is an autonomous body established in 1959. Birla Industrial and Technological Museum is working under the National Council of Science Museum. Model exhibit of various branches of physical science, industry, technology, including original specimen. Birla Industrial and Technological Museum has 12 galleries: Life Science, Atom Gallery, Motive Power Gallery, Transport Gallery, Electrical Gallery, Communication Gallery, Electronic Gallery, Solar Energy, Popular Science Gallery, Biotechnology, Metal Gallery, and Mock-up Coal Mine. Next one is Netaji Bhavan. This one is most important biographical museum in India. He is also a national hero of India. Netaji himself, not only a hero, he is also a brave man. The ancestral house of Netaji is regarded as a national shrine and visited by thousands of people. On 23rd January 1947, this historic house was dedicated to the nation by Sharat Chandra Bose. In 1957, the Netaji Research Bureau was founded by Dr. Shishir Kumar Bose. The aim of the Bureau was historical studies and research on the post-colonial political and social changes, economic progress, and cultural development of India and other countries in India, other state in India, and other countries also in Asia. The Bureau collected historical material from all over the world used in 1961. The Bureau was opened as Netaji Museum, rich collection displayed here. Netaji Research Bureau maintained the Netaji Bhavan Museum. The exhibits are organized in different places in the house, such as entrance, Netaji's face in relief, a replica in red stone of the INA Matrius Memorial, Netaji's bedroom, clothes, shoes, Ayurvedic medicine, Gita, old picture, etc. Room of Sharat Chandra Bose, furnished with oil portraits of Janakinath and Prabhavati, Sharat Chandra's bed, working table, documents, etc. Netaji's office room having Netaji's working desk, chair, bookcases, display cabinet, etc. Netaji's uniform as general officer commanding of Congress volunteers, rare photographs, overcoat, black achen worn in Europe, Netaji's Indian dress, khaddar dhuti, kurta, Gandhi cap, tie of Congress president, a life-size oil portrait of Netaji. Next one is Science City. It is also located in Kolkata. were established in 1997, consists of two facilities, Science Center and the Convocation Center. So, Science Center complex comprises Space Odyssey, Dynamotion Gallery, Science Exploration Hall, Maritime Center, Earth Exploration Hall, and sprawling Science Park. It has already recorded footfall of more than 29.90 million since its launch, and it is major attraction in Kolkata to local resident as well as national and international visitors to the metropolis. While the Kolkata, one cannot miss this iconic institution combining education and entertainment in sharp contrast to the science museum existing elsewhere in the country. Next one is Ramakrishna Museum. Is situated in Belur Math, Howrah. The concept of Ramakrishna Museum is like a lotus in full bloom as it here. Its first floor forms as a form of upper layer of petals of the lotus. Sacred mementos and particular of viral incident from the lives of Sri Ramakrishna, the originator of the movement, Holy Mother Sharoda Devi, its strength and successor of Swami Vivekananda, its architect, have been preserved here. The ground floor forms the lower layer of the petals of the lotus. Herein are preserved and sacred souvenirs of some of the torchbearers of the movement. These great ones are Sri Ramakrishna's monastic and householders disciples, Swami Vivekananda's eastern and western disciples. The floor represents various exhibits like Panchavati, Swamiji's in London, Victoria Hall, Chennai, Balaram Bose House, Advaita Ashram, Mayavati, Sister Nivedita, early history of the movement, the monastery building, Belur Math Swami Sharanananda's office at Udbodhan, the glory of Ramakrishna movement, etc. The first floor, various sites of the place where Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Sharoda Devi and Swami Vivekananda lived. The exhibits are Kamarpukur, Dakshineshwar, Shampukur Bati, Kashipur Uddan Bati, Holy Mother Ma Sharoda Devi, Bangalore, Jayaram Bati and Udbodhan. Holy Mother's new house, Narendranath's study room, Biharidas Desai's house, Art Institute of Chicago, USA, Health House, Chicago, USA. Next one is Anandaniketan Kirtishala. It's a rural museum located in Howrah district in West Bengal. Was formally inaugurated in the year 1962. This was the fruition of splendid dream of Amol Kumar Ganguly and Tarapada Satra. The Kirtishala is a rich repository of early terracotta plaques from dilapidated temples, stone sculpture, painting, and the specimen of folk art and craft. I have visited and talked to the museum and see the museum object. The museum is based on rural culture. The authorities try to throughout the year to arrange program inside and outside the museum. Every year they celebrate the birth anniversary of Tarapada Satra. Next one is Rail Museum. It was established in 2006. It is one of the special categories museum which have been under History Museum. We have saw the Rail Museum shows the history of Indian Rail from pre-independence to the recent time in a chronological order in open air as well as in the Hall of Fame and Hall of Heritage galleries. The museum exhibit narrow gauge steam locomotive used in Darjeeling Railway, four-wheeler saloon car, Black Beauty, Besa, or other stand model, Rajdhani chair car model, etc. Next one is Carey Library and Research Center is a biographical museum. It is based on William Carey's life and his work. This museum displayed William Carey's used furniture, handwritten documents, royal charter in original, pages of different Indian language of Bible, Carey's collection of coin. Carey Library and Research Center is situated in Srirampur College premises. It is under the college authority. Next one is Indo-French Cultural Research and Museum. The Archaeological Survey of India declared this building and property of the institute as a protected ancient monument of national importance. The final notification published in the Gazette of India 4th March 2003. The museum now occupies major part of the main building with an area of about 550 square meters with display in 10 rooms. The exhibition are arranged in 6 rooms. Room 1 is represent the gallery of French East India Company and European settlement in Bengal. Next one is French Period Gallery, 19th century furniture, cockeries, bronze bust of duplex and others lithographs. Next one is Chandanagar, 18th century's map of Chandanagar, archival documents, sample of the 19th century, industrial products and textile. Duplex Gallery with other early 19th century's furniture, including period of believed to be dead duplex, represent the gallery. Next one is Freedom of Chandanagar, Indo-French collaboration, Indian freedom movement of Chandanagar. Next one is Museum and Art Gallery under the University of Burdwan. It was established in 1965. The museum has stone sculptures such as Vishnu, Navagraha, Manasa, Durga, Surya, Buddha, Tara, etc. Coins specially represent the gallery such as Punchmark silver coin, copper cast, Indo-Greek silver, Kushana copper, Puri Kushana copper, Gupta gold, medieval silver of the Sultanate and Mughal period coin. Here we have seen that also found in oil paintings, photochitro, textile, terracotta plaques and figurines, dolls and toys, wood carving, trees mainly black and red ware. Pottery should be incised with geometrical figure and folk art object, copper plate, stone inscription, oil photographs and prints, etc. Next one is Bardhaman Science Center. It is under the National Council of Science Museum, located in Bardhaman near Ramna Maidan. So it was established in 1994. The center is also known as famous place because people of Bardhaman are visited with enjoy. The science center is divided a variety gallery, life science, human performance, fun science, many more things. Next one is Gandhi Smarak Sangrahalaya. It is a Personalia museum located in Barakpur. It was established in 1961. After initial endeavor, it was thrown open to the public in 1966 to collect, preserve and display material connected with the memory of the Mahatmas in view of disseminating his life and thoughts. The activity program organized for the public benefit depicts also his relation with the eastern regional provinces including the northeastern state. Contribution of the Gandhi Smarak Sangrahalaya is of great influence to the museum goers who like the visitors and visit the museum. Next one is Rabindra Bhavan. It is also personally a museum. It was established in 1942. Is located at Vishwabharati University campus, Shantiniketan, Birbhum. Tagore to serve as the most reliable authority on matters pertaining of documents. Rabindranath Tagore's life and works are depicted in this museum. Rabindra Bhavan includes among its treasure a major part of Tagore manuscripts, correspondence as well as painting, manuscript letters, painting, gift from the various country are exhibited in the gallery. Furniture is primarily requirement for every museum. Next one is Tamralipta Museum and Research Center. The Tamralipta Museum and Research Center was opened on 17 December 1975 at 2 rooms of municipal building. Unfortunately, it is all under the ASI, but not till now. It is stay on the rented house. The Archaeological Survey of India took over the museum 2001 and subsequently recognized a new premises in rented place. This museum has 3 parts: Paleolithic age to Neolithic age, Mauryan terracotta to Gupta terracotta, Buddha heads figurine, Palashina art object, stone sculpture of Garuda and some manuscript. Next one is Digha Science Center. Digha is a satellite center also under the Birla Industrial and Technological Museum. It is situated at Digha, East Mednapur, West Bengal. It was established in 31st August 1997. District Science Center divided into various sections such as Fun Science, Popular Science, Children Gallery. Next one is Purulia Jila Sangrahalaya. It is a general museum. It was a district head of district of Manbhum regarding archaeological, anthropological and epigraphical relics and remains. It was established in 1960. Sangrahalaya is situated in near Sahebabad area. It is under the Haripada Sahitya Mandir. Purulia Jila Sangrahalaya was rich collection of archaeological specimen from 10th to 19th century AD. Overall museum objects like Kalosho, Lakulish, Mahabira, Shantinath, Uma Maheshwara and Vishnu manuscript like Ramayana, Ekadai Mahatma, Devi Utsav, etc. Next one is Purulia District Science Center. District Science Center Purulia is a satellite center also under the Birla Industrial and Technological Museum. It is situated in North Lake Road near Shahebabad, Purulia. It was established 15 December 1982. It was a fourth section of the museum like Fun Science, Wealth of Purulia, Popular Science, Children Gallery. Next one is Acharya Jogesh Chandra Purakriti Bhavan. Was established 29 January 1951 and Maniklal Singh was the founder of this institution. After 4 years, it was renamed the famous personality Acharya Jogesh Chandra Roy and museum was new name in 1954 that Acharya Jogesh Chandra Purakriti Bhavan is situated at Bishnupur town in Bankura district. It is related to art and archaeology and also shows traditional art form of Bishnupur. The museum gallery divided into 4 sections. First section represents the ancient sculpture of Indrani, Nandi, Ganesh, Chamunda, Vishnu, Kartikeya, etc. All the sculpture are collected from 10 to 12th century AD. Second section represent also few sculpture like Mesolithic, Neolithic tools, Patochitra, manuscript, terracotta figurines, coin from Kushan, medieval and British Indian, beads of semi-precious stones of Maurya and Sunga period. Third section covered Lokoshilpo gallery or folk art gallery. This gallery included scroll painting, famous scroll painting of Bengal, Bankura horse, Dashavarta Tash, Dokra art, stone carving and various types of pot like Latai pot, Jomkuri pot, etc. Fourth section is famous for Bishnupur Gharana music. Number of famous musicians were belong to them and their creation are depicting the gallery like Gopeshwar Bandopadhyay, Surendranath Bandopadhyay, Jodu Bhatto and Binodini Devi. Bindubashini Devi, sorry. Next one is Malda Museum. Malda Jela Sangrahalaya or Malda Museum was established in 1937 of Malda town. It is based on archaeological museum. The museum is enriched with a numerous collection of objects which are exhibited in the galleries like sculpture, copper plate, inscription, stone inscription, coin and manuscript. These objects are belonging to Palashena period. All sculptures are mostly made of stone, bronze. Most of the objects are found in undivided Bengal such as Malda, Rajshahi, Dinajpur, Gajol, English Bazar, Gangarampur, Bamongola and many more places. The object like Vishnu, Garuda, Brahma, Surya, Buddha, Shingobahini, Gajalakshmi, Choturmukha Lingo, Durga, Mahishasur Mardini, Pragyaparamita, etc. A good collection of silver and copper coin also displayed in the gallery. The museum comprises a number of manuscripts. They are written on hand-made paper and date from 16th to 18th century. Next one is Hajardwari Palace Museum. Spread over a massive 41 acres, Hajardwari, roughly translating Palace of Thousand Doors, is embellished with 1,000 of ornamental gateway. It was built by the architect MacLeod Duncan during the reign of Nawab Nazim Humayun Jah. The regal mansion has been converted to the museum with exhibits ranging from Nawab Sirajuddaulah prized possession, sword and weapons used during the Battle of Plassey, oil painting of Dutch, French and Italian artists, rare marbles, porcelain and stucco statues, farmans, rare book and manuscript, palanquin owned by the Nawab and various other antiquities. In 1985, the place was handed over the Archaeological Survey of India and better for preservation and consists of 20 displayed galleries, about 4,742 antiquities, which only 1034 are currently open to the public view. Next one is Koch Behar Palace Museum. This museum was built in And this palace was built in 1887 by the illustrious Scotch king Maharaja Nipendra Narayan, also referred to the architect of the modern Coochbehar town. The royal palace is site behind the city. The palace is an excellent example of the imperial and regal glory of the bygone era. A colonial structure it's one used to be dwelling of the first family of Coochbehar. Just as the imposing exterior, the interior of the royal palace extremely gripping and reverting. A newly built museum coupled with the vast stretch of beautiful landscape make the outlook more beautiful and stunning. Now the place was handed over the Archaeological Survey of India and they maintain the palace. The entire museum is divided into 4 sections and 7 galleries. Gallery 1 represents Darbhanga Hall of the palace, some family photographs, football team of Raja Jagat Dipendra Narayan, hunting picture without frame where are displayed. Gallery 2 represents a billiard room, which was the most fashionable sector of the palace. Gallery 3 and 4 represent anthropological specimens of North Bengal, an article of the everyday use of communities of North Bengal from the collection. A number of exhibits are displayed in this section such as Sangpo, Dangi, Tochi, Dhanush, Daku, Panchi Pradip, Dhupshi, etc. Ethnic dresses are also displayed here. The traditional dress of the ethnic group of North Bengal shows diversity in the apparel itself as well as in its mode of wearing. Next one gallery is 8th to 12th century inscribed standing Vishnu, Mahishasur Mordini, Durga, Shunga, Uma, Tara, etc. Next one is Akshay Kumar Moitra Museum. It was established in the University of North Bengal in February 1965. The museum has now become a rich repository of collection in sculpture, coin, paintings, manuscript, etc. depicting the history of North Bengal. The main objective of this museum is to collect, preserve and study archaeological relics lying scattered in the 6 districts of North Bengal and sub-Himalayan region. After a later period, the museum was transformed into a new building. It was started in 2006. Next one is North Bengal Science Center. It is satellite center of Birla Industrial Technological Museum. It was established 17 August 1997 at Matigara, Shiliguri. The Science Center is divided into various galleries: popular science, fun science, life science, nature interpretation, digital planetarium, children activity corner, library, auditorium, computer section, and so on. Next one is Bengal Natural History Museum. It was situated in Darjeeling. Enhance visitors a fascinating presentation of diverse flora and fauna, and museum also important from the archaeological points of view. There are a wide variety of items in the exhibit area. All the digit of photography, each them will be information. Skull, antlers, horn, head mount, full body mount, skin, tusk and feet, birds, pheasant, nest, eggs, dragon, etc. Next one is Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. The Himalayan Mountaineering Institute is one of the premier mountaineering institutes in the world, founded on November 4th, 1954 by none other than Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, to commemorate the first successful ascent of Mount Everest by late Tenzin Norgay Sherpa and Sir Edmund Hillary, being the premier mountaineering institute in Southeast Asia. HMI is also referred to the Mecca of Indian mountaineering. This institute has an international reputation and has trained thousands of people from across the globe in mountaineering and allied adventure activities. Mountaineering is an art and science and not merely physical activity. It is one of the finest sports, but to practice it without training and technique is deliberate suicide. Training promotes caution and think clearing. The objective of Himalayan Mountaineering Institute is to encourage and promote mountaineering among youth of the country. The HMI provides a state-of-the-art facilities to its trainees. It boosts a well-furnished hostel facilities for the trainees, which can accommodate up to 150 trainees at a time. Next section is museum and informal learning learning center. Principle of museum education. In 1990s, when the education first published its statement on professional standard for museum education, most museums continue to struggling with the political realities of implementing the primary promises to excellence, advancement of knowledge, engaging community and serve the museum audience, incorporate learning theory and education research into practices, disseminated current ideas through publication, promote the complementary nature for formal informal learning at every stage of life, demonstrated the public policy decision, importance of museum learning in a pluralistic policy. Here I have shown the chart of holistic active learning. This is the experience. Experience depends on doing, observing, actual, simulated, rich learning experience. Experience depends on information, ideas, and reflection. Information and ideas carries primary and secondary, in class, out of class, online. Reflection about the subject, learning process by journaling, learning portfolios. Next one is educational policy adopted in museum. It is engage the community and serve the museum audience, demonstrate the content knowledge, incorporate learning theory, museum education research and practices, accept the set of goal and execute their plan step by step, promote the spirit of equity, they expect their new idea and approaches. Learning in the 21st century's museum, a digital technology share maybe some attributes with emphasis on learning from object, digital age. Learning can and must become a day-long and lifelong experience. National Educational Initiative should aim to improving learning motivation in key effective learning experience should be stimulating, enjoyable, relevant opportunities for the visitors. Interdisciplinary approaches are more likely to access the prior knowledge necessary for new learning. Here I have also a chart from social constructivism. This is depends on flow chart. Culture influence the knowledge and its mean thinking, social learning, what to think, how to think. Learning takes place through problem solving, dialectical, cultural exchange, and internalization and zone of proximal development. Next one is present scenario of museum education. Museum is a prior institution of our society at present. It is also known as a new learning space. Museum education, different from traditional concept. Now it is informal and visitor oriented. They enlarge the formal education and offering different ways of learning, education and discussion. At present, museum learning depends on three methods: learning in the physical museum, learning in the online, learning in the mobile space. Museum used educational tools for community development, guided tour and educational dialogue, audio tour and audio visual media, visual and computer media, didactic and educational exhibition, practical workshop, tactile display and aids, learning games, educational demonstration, role play and museum theater, taboo vibrant, teaching kit, field of discovery trip, collect, document and display activities, supporting program and educational activities like museum bus or outreach program. Communication is an excellence medium for museum. Adopted a kind of communication pattern. A good communication strategy within museum must focus on leading identification of activities and expected result, identifying and reaching communicate target group, planning and implementing a new communication strategy, providing information spread inside or outside of the museum, increasing awareness about cultural identity, world as well as local history and culture, promoting target group to participate in the museum. Role of museum in 21st century. We all know that museum education is an informal education and day by day covered a much more area of the world. Museum can develop, support, enhance learning, especially non-visiting community. Nowadays, museum relate to the society through website. Visitor used website and inspired their functions, and using website as a bridge to connect their pre and post visit activity by learning. In this electronic era, museum are actively involving with their communities. It helps to build their past heritage and culture to our generation. Museum education also arrange the awareness of contemporary issues such as feminine, racism, AIDS, drug, etc. Next one is digital technology on mobile device, social media channels like social media channels. Museum engage with millions of people, frequent visitor and non-visitors, online communities, digitization conversion of information in analog to digital information. Visitor can access museum website anytime. Informal learning is very much effective. Here I have some photographs. In concluding part, museum can try to fully engage with the use of technology. They knew their barriers, but trying to acquire digital technology and spread through the museum in chain system. Big museum and small museum are collaborated to each other and helps to small museum. We means museum, community and social media work together for our bridge heritage. At this time, education is much more flexible and their concept changing continuously. We also know about the formal education, but today also informal learning system. Beside them, informal learning process involve museum development and spread over the society. We hope that museum education significantly worked for the society. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's a वंडरफुल जर्नी. हम हमेशा ये कहते हैं कि संग्रहालयों का सफर जो होता है वो हमारे लिए एक नॉलेज का सफर होता है. We are traveling here with the museums in all over the India, and now because of your this presentation we saw this West Bengal's museums which you started from this location and then geographical features, then the introduction and a brief history of the museums in West Bengal. Then you said as the classification of museums in West Bengal and museum descriptions of this one of the most famous museum in India, Indian Museum Kolkata, then Victoria Memorial, Ashutosh Museum of Indian Art, State Archaeology Museum, Nehru Children Museum, Birla Planetarium. Like that, these are different museums and वन ऑफ दिस न्यू वन म्यूजियम जिसके बारे में हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि ऐसे कुछ म्यूजियम्स की जो हम कभी सुनते नहीं हैं बट पहली बार जानकारी मिलती है. दिस सिरे लाइब्रेरी एंड रिसर्च सेंटर एंड दिस म्यूजियम एंड आर्ट गैलरी ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ बुर्दवान. तो ऐसे कुछ जिसके बारे में हमें कभी पता नहीं था मगर उसके बारे में आपने यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छी जानकारी हमें दी. सो थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट. मैं सभी हमारे जो पार्टिसिपेंट से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं अगर कुछ सवाल है तो कृपया जरूर पूछिए. इफ देयर आर एनी क्वेश्चन देन मोस्ट वेलकम.
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्ते जी, बोलिए. जी जी, यस यस.
I have a question. I want to know, can you tell me something about William Carey? You told that there is a museum related to William Carey. Who was this particular individual and what are stored in that particular museum?
Carey Museum is situated in Srirampur College under, sir. So which Carey's life and history. विलियम कैरी जो ने हिस्ट्री एजुकेशन के लिए बहुत काम किया था हमारे इंडिया में, तो उसके जो जर्नी था उसको पोर्ट्रेट किया और रिसर्च एंड लाइब्रेरी सेंटर में.
मैम वो काम किस पर्टिकुलर एजुकेशन स्टाइल में किया था? whether he was following the western style of education or he was following the
missionary style.
Okay, missionary style. Okay, he was a missionary basically, you want to say that?
Yeah.
And second question, excuse me, second question I want to know, is there any specific museum for partition?
No.
Further, what about the partition of Bengal? Further, any document related to that? Where are they kept?
अभी स्टार्ट हो रही है एक पार्टीशन म्यूजियम. अलीपुर जेल जो है ना, बहुत पुराना है हमारा अलीपुर जेल, तो उसमें एक पार्टीशन म्यूजियम, ये पार्टीशन म्यूजियम के बारे में कुछ काम रिसर्च चल रही है, अभी एस्टेब्लिश नहीं हुआ, मुझे जो जानकारी है.
ओके, थैंक यू मैम. थैंक यू
सो मच. थैंक यू.
थैंक्स इफ यहाँ पर एक हाथ ऊपर हुआ है, राम्यानी सेन गुप्ता, आर यू वांट टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन? सेन गुप्ता जी, आपने हाथ उठाया है, कुछ सवाल पूछना है? नहीं, ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू
सर
जी।
मैं एक और क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ। जैसे बाय द वे जब हम बंगाल को देखते हैं, बंगाल का कोई छोटा कूच बिहार एरिया है, दार्जिलिंग एरिया है,
Yeah.
वो थोड़ा कल्चरल पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से लिटिल बिट डिफरेंट है एज कंपेयर टू द रेस्ट ऑफ बंगाल, स्पेसिफिकली व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट साउथर्न पर्टिकुलर पार्ट ऑफ बंगाल और इवन नॉर्दर्न पर्टिकुलर पार्ट ऑफ बंगाल, डू हैव अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक म्यूजियम फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर एरिया इन दिस पर्टिकुलर रीजन, स्पेसिफिकली कूच बिहार?
ये अब जब अक्षय कुमार मैत्रो म्यूजियम जो यूनिवर्सिटी में है, वो जब आप विजिट करेंगे वो देख पाएंगे कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट का जो रीजन है, उसका जो कल्चर है, उसका जो सोशियो कल्चरल लाइफ है, वो उसमें पोर्ट्रेट है, उसका एक्टिविटीज, उसका कम्युनिटी का जो ड्रेस है, उसका जो रेगुलर का जो कम्युनिटी रेगुलर जो यूज करते हैं, उसमें सब पोर्ट्रेट है। ड्यू टू टाइम कॉन्स्टेंट आई हैव नॉट शोन द एनी पिक्चर.
And already, as you mentioned, that Kuch Bihar Palace Museum is also there.
Yes, this
So
is
you can
wonderful
see
museum.
some of the
If
information.
you
Yes.
kindly visit this museum, ASI परमिशन, ASI का अंडर में है, बहुत अच्छे से देखभाल कर रही है, बहुत अच्छा म्यूजियम है।
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. And because of this our time span, now with your kind permission, पुष्पा जी, हम यहाँ रुकेंगे। मगर आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने इतना अच्छा जानकारी हमारे साथ साझा किया। वेस्ट बंगाल के म्यूजियम्स को कभी विजिट करने का मौका मिला तो हम जरूर आएंगे और आपसे भी हम जरूर संपर्क करेंगे। थैंक यू मैडम,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू।